What's going on? The Certified Podcast coming to you every Thursday now. Let me change this off real quick. Go ahead, you get started, dude. So tell them what we're all about. Tell them what we got going on.
Brought to you by Certified Collision Works, repair shop here in Corpus Christi, and we're just here to share some news, local, global, some maybe some things that people don't really want to talk about,
Yeah, for sure.
and we try and stay local just because it's more. So
It's a little bit more interesting. I think what's
yeah,
cool is like we just kind of we find stuff that like that's not really being talked about, and that's pretty interesting.
and then what we've been doing recently is we each been finding a few news stories to share. So I don't really know what Stan's going to be talking today, and then he doesn't really know what I'm going to be talking about. But
So let's get into it. Yeah, let's get into it.
so what I'm going to be talking about today is the Kia hackings,
Okay.
and then just electric vehicles and companies moving towards that, and then lastly renaming of the New York strip,
The food
the steak,
steak. What's your favorite steak? Speaking of steaks,
bone in ribeye.
do you like the ribeye?
Yeah,
What's the difference between the bone in and the bone out?
it's just the edge. I feel like it kind of gets like a little bit more flavor.
Because the bone. Oh, you
Yeah,
know what? The bone actually does the bone release flavor?
it might. I don't.
It's a good question, right? I think I never was really like big into steaks until I used to like the T-bone,
Mm-hmm.
and then I tried the ribeye, and the ribeye was my thing. I guess because I like the fattier flavor of it.
Yeah,
That was my thing. How do you get yours cooked?
rare.
Rare's like what, like almost pink.
Yeah,
How, how's that?
just
How's that taste?
full pink center.
I get it medium well.
It's good.
What's the best steak you've had here in town?
Um, Haven't really ate out that much for steak in the.
We need to go to who has a good steak here? Who has a good steak? Mm, that's a good question. We have to figure that out. I think we have to
Go try them.
yeah, we have to go try a couple places out and see who has the best steak. I want y'all to let us know who has the best steak here in Corpus. Uh and let me know if also I'm sharing this really quick. Let me know if because people say Corpus and then people say Corpus Christi.
Hmm.
But when people say like Corpus, they say that's like ghetto. I don't know. What do you think?
I think it's just shortening it.
I think if because you're not really from Corpus, so should
No,
I say Corpus Christi?
no.
It sounds funny or
Yeah,
what? Huh?
yeah. It sounds like
It sounds like I'm being extra.
touristy,
Huh?
like tourist.
I'm curious. I'm curious to know like do whenever you say Christi, do you say uh like corpus
Corpitos.
corpitos?
I feel like it's more Texas that says Corpus just in general.
Yeah, Corpus Christi. I think like so like just for whenever I'm texting or something like I'll say Corpus Christi. I don't like to say Corpus.
You think it's they're trying to compare it to like H Town?
Nah, I don't think no, I don't think I think it's kind of like its own thing. I think it's
Hmm.
still trying to find. I think Corpus Christi is still like trying to find. It's like it's like it's like it's kind of it's trying to find its thing. I'm not sure what it is yet. You know what I mean? I want to say it's interesting, dude. I don't know because there's been a lot of crime too.
Hmm.
So like I'm not sure what's going on with that. Like is it um I don't know. I don't want to go too much off subject. Go finish what you were saying. But that's a good question. So whenever you represent your city or whenever you say uh where you're from, do you say Corpus or do you say Corpus Christi? Or do you say what? What
South Tech.
no,
No, Corpitos.
or you say Copitos?
What are your topics for today?
My topics so I'm gonna cover there's like about 10 hacks, 10 scams that are going on within Texas. So I'm gonna share those scams, and they're pretty interesting because I received a text and I was like, "What is this?" And sure enough, it was a scam. Right? I didn't get scammed, but I was like, "What the hell is this?" So we'll get into that in a bit. So what is the weather looking like for this week? Because I know this week is spring break.
It's supposed to warm up tomorrow.
What is the craziest thing you did on spring break
No, I don't really go out.
when you're in school?
No, I didn't really go out.
What is
Just
you just kind of stayed in?
yeah.
I think one of the craziest things we did spring break. Uh, Man, I think this the beach was one. Skipping school. It wasn't really like crazy spring break. Um,
It wasn't like those pictures from like the '80s where it's just covered in people.
it kind. You know what? It used to be like that until it used to be like that until maybe I'm not sure what year it was, but then it got really like bad with like violence.
Oh,
It wasn't cool anymore because it was like more like dangerous. Like so this is how it happened, right? Because spring break used to be cool as hell. Like it used to be like you're gonna go, you're gonna drink, right? And you're probably gonna like bang some chicks or something, right? Something crazy, right? But then it got to the point where uh people started fighting a lot, okay? And then it got to the point where people started like having guns and knives,
mm-hmm.
right? And then that's when it was like, nah, it's like dumb because now you have like think about it, like if someone has a knife or if someone has a gun and there's a fight and it's dark, like they're gonna be like, fuck it, I'm just gonna shoot or I'm gonna stab
Yeah.
this person because they don't know who I am, and I'll just take off because they're not gonna find me. So it just makes it that much like crazier. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I guess it kind of sucks because it kind of ruins it for everybody else, and the beach is cool, man. I know like there's a lot of programs. I don't know if you knew this, but there's a lot of programs that um they teach kids to swim, right? Because a lot of kids in South Texas don't even know that we have a beach. That's pretty nuts, right?
Yeah.
Like they don't even know like that we live that close to the water because they're just like maybe lower income. They don't have vehicles,
Mm-hmm.
and their parents don't work or whatever the case. They have disabled or whatever. But some of these kids don't even know that we're that close to the water. So that's pretty crazy. So what's the deal with the electric vehicles?
The electric
Are
vehicles.
you're saying they're stealing you're stealing the Kias?
Oh no, there's two different stories.
Oh, okay, go for it.
So the first one's is I want to ask you a question. How do you feel about these new electric vehicles? Would you ever buy one?
I don't think they've really been tested yet, dude.
Like
Like I don't think
quality
huh?
wise?
I don't think they've completely been tested as far as like the durability of them. I guess you could say.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that makes sense. Like I don't think they've been how old are they? Like how old has the Cybertruck been out?
The Cybertruck?
Yeah, like
About a year.
okay. So like I'm curious to see what it's gonna be like in 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's when it's gonna be interesting because like 10 years, like because dude, like the Cybertruck's almost like an iPhone. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Right. So the iPhone, you have to get an iPhone every 3 years or some shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like because the battery starts to like die
Like
quick.
yeah.
Like you're like the screen you gotta update and like
And then it has too many updates and it runs out of memory.
yeah, like does it have memory? Do you have to buy memory or what?
Pretty sure there's like a little memory card
Yeah,
slot.
because it doesn't record like the,
Yeah,
and then also like
it's
the,
cloud based too. I think
I was reading something about the towing on the Cybertrucks.
like their capacity
Well, so like
or them getting towed.
you towing.
Mm-hmm.
So okay, so remember, so so just imagine, right, that you have a vehicle that's put together with aluminum, right, and the majority of it's gonna be like riveted together.
Like the F-150s.
Yes, right. Okay, or some of it's gonna be glued together, right? Well, whenever you're pulling something with it, you're kind of like maybe stretching it, or you're kind of
Mm-hmm.
like putting tension on the frame. So so over time, it might weaken the structure,
Yeah.
because you're pulling. I mean, if you're using it for work, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious to see how that thing plays out.
Well, did you see that one YouTube video
Which one?
of the guy who like buys vehicle whistling diesel?
Okay, I didn't see it. What do you do?
He buys vehicles and just like beats them up.
Mm.
And so he bought a Cybertruck, and I forgot what he was doing, and the hitch just fell off.
No shit. Yeah. So it wasn't welded or what?
It was just like it had some like weak welds on the
Yeah.
frame or
Yeah.
something, but it just completely like fell off.
So I'm curious to see like what that how that plays out. You know what I mean? So, but would I buy one? Um,
Or from any of these other brands, like the normal brands you buy cars from the dealership.
well, I mean, if I was to get a, if this sounds like kind of like funny, right? Uh, but I would probably buy like a Prius.
The Prius.
Just because like I've rode in Prius,
Hmm.
like there
I
aren't they
feel
like
like they're
hybrid?
yeah.
And I remember like whenever like back in the day, dude, like the first like if you're gonna get a cab, like if you're gonna get a taxi or something
Hmm.
from the airport or something, but like this is like about maybe 6 7 years ago, maybe 8 years ago, it was always like a Prius.
And then they started doing Uber,
Yeah,
like in the Prius.
yeah, but it was like always like they had like this little screen, it had like a little like it looked like a little factory, like it was you could see like the energy, and he's like, oh, the guy was like, oh yeah, there's energy.
And then the old body style that they had.
Yeah, they were just clanky. Like when you ride, they're clink. Like
What's that color that they had?
I don't
Like
know the
the
color.
green turquoise type color.
Oh yeah, I mean, if and the only reason why I'm saying that is because I'm assuming they're kind of reliable.
I never heard anybody say anything bad about them.
Yeah, yeah. Uh, so I mean, I don't know. Maybe it. I mean, I don't see why I wouldn't get a Tesla. I mean, I don't. The car.
Hmm.
I mean, if you're gonna use it for around town and stuff, I don't think I would probably get a Tesla car because I know that I don't really use it. I'm not gonna use it for that much stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I will probably get a truck. I would need a truck, or an SUV.
Hmm. So,
That's pretty interesting. Yeah. What about
general.
you? So if you had to pick a electric vehicle,
Hmm.
right? So you had to trade in your car today,
Yeah.
Aaron. You're trading in your car. You can only pick one electric vehicle because we're not doing gas anymore.
Hmm.
What vehicle would you choose?
Probably the F-150 Lightning.
That's a good one. That's a
Have
good
you seen
one.
that one?
That's a good one. I didn't think about that one. It's funny you say that because uh, because I'm like, I'm probably gonna have to get another vehicle like in probably another year,
Hmm.
right? And I'm like, what kind of vehicle do I want to get, right? And dude, I kind of was checking out these Raptors. Pretty dope. I
Yeah.
don't know. I was like,
Um.
they're trucks, like truck car, like they're kind of like,
Yeah. Like sporty.
yeah, they're like it's kind of like all in one because it's like SUV. It's like it's the size of SUV. Um, it's sporty. It's like clean inside. Like it's not like rug truck, like work truck,
Hmm.
and it's like performance. So I was like, that's maybe.
Speaking of performance, one of these brands.
Mm,
I'm gonna keep going down the list of brands.
okay.
But Stellantis, they're the ones who own Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram.
Okay.
Dodge got rid of the Charger, as you know that,
They
right?
did.
Charger and Challenger they got rid
They
of.
did.
Yeah.
Why?
Though all those companies are pretty much like not doing so good.
Uh,
So they got rid of the Charger and then they brought it back this year. They're bringing it back, but it's going to be an electric version.
of the Charger.
Yeah.
The Charger's the one with the one door or the four door.
That's the 4-door.
The Charger's the four door.
Yes.
Oh, okay. And the Challenger's the one door, the
Yeah.
two door. Got it.
But it has like a switch that you can turn on and off inside.
Mm.
So when you rev it, it'll make sounds.
Oh, dude, that's weak, dude. That's weak.
GM plans to have all electric vehicles by 2035.
Really?
Yeah. And then Ford people, did you see the electric Mustang?
I've seen it. I seen the. Is it a Mach 1?
Yeah, or Mach-E.
Is that? But is it the one that looks like a SUV? Or
Yeah.
okay, I seen
How do
that.
you feel about that? Like kind of
Uh,
giving it the same name,
you
but
know, I think Ford. I think honestly, I think Ford. One thing about Ford is they're really big on innovation. So like, if you go back to like, if you go back,
mm-hmm.
Ford was always the one that was like innovative to like new technology. For example, the F-150 was one of the first ones that came out with all that technology. The newer F-150s, right?
Yeah.
And then you saw like that kind of transition to the Dodge, right? And then now you're seeing it more. I mean, with pretty much with every vehicle now. But the Ford, even to this day, the Ford has so much like technology in it. You know what I mean? The
Yeah.
thing with the Fords is like, man, uh, like people break into those so easily, dude. Like they're
Mm-hmm.
just they're like thief magnets. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're
The parts on
the
the
handle that so what they do is they break into where the handle's at, and then like the door's probably gonna be aluminum. Like it's just and then the tail lights they steal the tail lights like nothing. You know what I mean?
yeah.
I'm not sure if that's the same thing with any Dodge though. Like if there's
I only heard about it with the two F-250s and
yeah
bigger.
the 250s, the tailgates, the tail lights.
Yeah.
Like the Dodge. What do they? I don't even know what they steal off the Dodge. I mean, I don't. I haven't heard anything like common that's being stolen off the Dodge.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But they're just expanding their electric vehicles.
Yeah.
And then Volkswagen, they I saw something about them working with Rivian, that other
Okay.
electric company.
Yeah.
So they're gonna start making just new like powertrains and whatnot to start making more vehicles. And then Porsche and Bentley are also Volkswagen brands. They're going electric too.
Damn.
And then Toyota, they're they're kind of slow,
Yeah.
but they're
Toyota's slow.
for fully electric, like
Yeah.
not hybrids, but fully
Yeah.
electric. So they're starting to come out. It seems like they're getting the technology right
Yeah.
before dropping the vehicle.
You know, I saw a BMW yesterday. I don't know if it was electric or not. It was nice. Yeah.
Um,
Hmm.
Honda, do you see the Prologues coming back?
The what? Prologue? No.
That one they're bringing back that car but making it electric.
Hmm.
And then pretty much the other brands like Hyundai,
Dude,
Kia.
that's kind of crazy if you think about like electric vehicles.
Mhm.
Like think about I want to say like it almost seems like think about it like uh dude that's like nuts, dude, to see like imagine I'm just saying imagine looking at the data from electric vehicles. Like let's say if you have a grid
Mhm.
like of the United States, right?
Yeah.
And you can track like the movement of the because they're gonna be able to track them, right? Like I mean, it's electric, it's trackable. It's gonna be like
Yeah, all the
all the
sensors.
data and everything,
Yeah.
right? So, um, dude, that's crazy. Just thinking about it. So think about this. So like So they're gonna be able to track where you're going, what your route is, right?
Mhm.
Uh, it's also there's no way like so for example, you know the TV Vivian, the TV brand, what is it?
Viva or Vivo?
Vivo, right? What is it?
VIVO
Okay, so
or
that
mhm.
company that company is so that company is not in the TV making business. Okay, let me repeat this to you.
Mhm.
That company is not in the TV making. They're in the data collecting business. So apparently, like they can see what you're watching, they can see how long you're watching. They can probably even hear audio, right? Because they have
The voice.
the voice. They have access to like the environment,
Mhm.
right? So they have access to all this information. So just imagine how much data they're collecting. Like, dude, they can like, dude, they can. Oh my god, that's crazy, dude. Imagine how many times they say, okay, you know what, we picked up on this word, we picked up on this, we picked up on this, we picked up on this, like, and they start to like, oh, dude, that's gonna be, and then that's gonna be with the vehicles too.
Mhm. And then Mercedes is also another brand that plans to go electric by 2030.
Yeah, I think they have electric.
They do, but they're planning to go get rid of gas.
Really,
So like imagine walking into a dealership and it's just all electric
yeah.
vehicles. Like you don't have the option to get gas.
It's you know what? This is crazy. This is scary, but the salesperson, their job's gonna be obsolete. Pretty, think about it. Like if
Yeah.
all vehicles are electric, right, and people can buy online, like why aren't people just buying online?
Like what do you mean?
Like, okay, so in LA, I was in LA like a couple weeks ago. They already have electric vehicles like as Ubers,
Mhm.
right? So the Uber driver was telling me, he's like, man, in 5 years, there's not gonna be no more Uber. He's like, I have 5 years left because the electric vehicles are gonna take over. Like we're already
Yeah.
seeing it. Like we're already seeing these electric vehicles, like and they run 24/7 nonstop, right? Okay. Um, so the sales guy, if you can go on Carvana, right, and you can pick out your car,
Mhm.
okay. So what if they make the delivery truck electric? So you go on Carvana, you buy your car, right? They bring it to you on an electric vehicle, on an electric flatbed, right? The car like
Yeah.
it's by itself, right?
Mhm.
You do all the paperwork electronically. Like what's and so like the salesman's not gonna have to sell you the car because the prices are gonna be competitive. Like
Are are Carvana cars used?
yeah,
That was a used.
yeah.
Mhm.
Carvana, yeah, but you can buy the vehicle online, and
Yeah.
I think Amazon started that. Amazon started where you can buy cars online. You
Okay.
see that?
No.
Yeah. Look, see if you find something on that. If I'm going too much off topic, to say, put
Mhm.
through the buzzer.
Yeah, but imagine going to buy a new car at the dealer and it's just
Yeah, all electric, and
mhm.
but just imagine like you walk in, it's like it's like a futuristic, and I mean
Mhm.
they can do that. Imagine how they're gonna market that, right? You go into like a Ford dealership, it's like all futuristic. It's like really kind of
Yeah.
like
I still imagine there's some, like those you walk into the dealership and it's like this thing hasn't been renovated since like the 90s.
like and yeah.
But I feel like they're going to be crashing a lot more like the
I,
employees cuz those things go fast.
yeah, maybe. I mean, it's dude. I think it's gonna be. Man, I don't know. I wonder what's so. That's interesting.
I'm more interested in these other companies like Tesla
Yeah.
that started out making electric vehicles
Mm.
and see where they go compared to the like the
Well,
big brands we already know.
I think Tesla's not like. I mean, Tesla's not. Its primary focus is not to make the best car.
Mhm.
I mean, in my opinion, like their primary focus is not to come up with the best car. Like the best electric vehicle. I
Yeah.
think they're just trying to come up with like an affordable, uh, you know, popular vehicle, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I think the ultimate goal is really the space travel stuff. Like,
SpaceX.
yeah, I think like okay, so I think if you were to ask Elon, like, what if you were to drop all your businesses, like,
Mm-hmm.
which one matters the most? It's gonna be SpaceX,
Yeah.
right? And so I think the Tesla and the other companies that he has are really used to fuel that other business because that business, accomplishes that once that's a big mission, dude. Like,
Yeah.
and he has to fuel that mission with revenue, and
Mm-hmm.
I think the Tesla and all that stuff kind of help fuel that you know what I mean. So I don't see. I mean, dude, because when I was in California, like before Uber was, I mean, Teslas were like the Ubers. Like every Uber you got was a Tesla,
Mm-hmm.
right? Now, dude, like you go, like you'll see. The last time they picked me up in a BMW electric. The last time they picked me up in a Ford, I don't even know what it was. It was a Ford, and then they picked me up in that Rivian.
The
That shit was nice.
which one? The
I don't know which it was.
no, because I think they only have two. There's one that's a truck and one that's a SUV.
The SUV one.
The SUV
Yeah,
one.
yeah. And I was like, dude, this is nice. And so you can see the difference. Like in the Ford actually felt a lot nicer than the Tesla. The seats were comfortable. Like the it looked really nice.
Mm-hmm.
Versus the Tesla, you get those flat seats in the back. They're flat seats, right?
Yeah.
They have like the cheapest carpet. Like it's just very basic.
There's not a lot of like little details
Yeah,
inside.
yeah. So
Have you heard of Lucid?
no,
So it's they just want to make more like high performance luxury
yeah.
electric vehicles.
Uh,
I've seen them before. They look like their bodies are kind of like based off of Teslas,
uh.
but like the interior and all that's like completely different.
What is the brand?
Lucid.
Lucid. I haven't heard of that.
And then have you heard of Polestar?
No. Is
I started seeing these pop up a lot when I lived near DC.
that a dancer's name? Oh,
Um, but it's Volvo's brand.
but you get it post right. Never
Yeah,
mind.
it's Volvo's electric brand. So they're like premium electric vehicles.
Got it. Wow, that's pretty interesting.
You want to give us some of the scams in Texas?
Some of the scams in Texas. Get into it. What was it? What else you got? Any local stuff going on?
Well,
I
this
know.
is local to Texas, but did you see the New York strip steak?
Yeah, you told me about that.
How the Texas Lieutenant Governor
Oh, he made. Go ahead.
Dan Patrick he kind of he kind of like
What?
proposed the name to like change it, and he's like, "What if we just start calling it that? Like, then other people are gonna start calling it that.
What? The New York steak?
Start calling it the Texas strip steak."
Mm.
He was That's all it was. He was just like, "What if we just start calling that here in
Oh,
Texas?"
yeah.
And then like the name catches on.
But is that even a good steak? The Texas, the strip, the New York strip,
I feel like it's like in the middle.
is it?
It's not too crazy
Yeah.
good, but it's also not like a bad steak.
Remember I was speaking of meat. So I was at the store this weekend and I saw two. I think I want to say they're a pot roast. They're like this big, right? Pot
Mm-hmm.
roast, right? And so I had saw. So is the pot roast have a steak in it?
Part yeah.
It does, right? Like a piece of steak or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I had saw a video
It's
like,
like truck steak.
is it? Okay, but the whole thing or part of it?
What?
Like, is there a section of it like it's a different kind of steak or it's like all chuck steak?
Oh, I'm not sure.
Okay, I thought I saw a video or something where the guy like he bought like I want to say it was a chuck steak. I don't know what it was, but I bought two pieces of meat from the store. Right, they were like $15 each. They're like this big, and so I put them in the Peloton, right?
Peloton.
I mean, not the Peloton, the fucking what is it called?
the
The
the Traeger,
the Traeger. What is it?
the smoker.
Yeah, the smoker. And I smoked them, and they actually came out really good. I think what I messed up was I left them too long because we left, and they cooked kind of quick. But dude, they were pretty good. I think I'm gonna make some more of those. They're you know what, they're pretty good. They're almost like, let's say you're gonna make let's say you're gonna buy two ribeyes, right? How much are the
Mhm.
ribeyes? Like, let's say you're gonna buy a ribeye for you and someone else.
It's like $30, like
Okay,
15 each.
so those are like $12 each, and
Hmm.
they're like thick.
Yeah.
So you could buy two of those, put them in the smoker, and dude, you'll be good.
So after this, the a restaurant owner in Albany, New York, started suing the state of Texas over the name.
What?
Yeah, he was seeking $1 million, and it was just kind of like he was arguing that the rebrand of the like name
Huh.
kind of undermines his restaurant and New York's heritage.
What's the name of his restaurant?
I don't even know. They didn't say. I mean,
Damn, what the heck? So who came up with the name?
for New York strip,
Yeah,
it just kind of started in New York restaurants. It's kind of like
probably because it was like, because maybe because that's where they first started like really having like
fancier
maybe
dinner.
branding the food. So like
Yeah,
it wasn't like instead of saying you want a steak, we're like, hey, we have
they started
ribeye.
naming.
Yeah, to kind of price change, right? That makes
Yeah,
sense.
same thing in Vegas with some foods, but suing for $1 million.
So
Oh, he has the War Room Tavern in Albany.
he's just trying. Is he trying to clout chase?
I think so. He's
Well,
trying to get his.
that's not. I mean, that's not a bad. Not a bad idea.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, he better like come correct with his steak.
You think if people started calling it the Texas strip steak, it would catch on?
The what?
Texas strip steak versus New York strip.
Texas strip steak.
I feel like if they
I think Texas is more like a ribeye steak because it's like fattier. The brisket, like the.
they're just trying to go after the name. I feel
Mm,
like if you saw it, like they started putting it on at restaurants,
mm,
you like go to the restaurant, you'll see like Texas strip steak, and you wouldn't know like what it is.
wow. Well, speaking of steaks, so I kind of did looked it up, and so apparently,
Mm-hmm.
let me see. This is what's the word? Uh, what's the word when you're not like saying uh like uh like when you're never mind. I'll think of it. So the number one steak place, that's kind of on the map. If you kind of say what are the best steaks places in Corpus Christi, Texas,
Torpitos.
Corpitos, is says the Republic of Texas is number one. Number two is the old steakhouse. I don't know, dude. The old steakhouse that's over there on Alameda. Okay, then number three is gonna be Nico's Steakhouse. Number four is gonna be Saltgrass Steakhouse. Number five is gonna be the Astra Restaurant. That's off of Leopard. I think they had a fire
Oh wow.
recently. Yeah, they had a fire. And then number six is gonna be Prime Steakhouse and Whiskey Bar. So those are the top six steak places. Uh, apparently, by if you do Google it and
Mm-hmm.
but they could be up there because of, so the Republic is isn't that like an Omni?
Yes,
I mean, I wonder that's part of Omni,
I
or it's
think it
separate
is.
entity. Yeah. So if it's part of Omni, it might be because of their marketing,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because the way they're marketing that company. Uh, Old Steakhouse, it could be too because of their reviews. Let me see. So the Republic has 48 reviews. It has a 4.1 star. Okay, and then we have Old Steakhouse. That's on Alameda by HEB. That has a 3.9 star. And then we have the Sawgrass has 4.0 star. So 4 star. Uh, Miss Nico's has 4.2. The Astra restaurant has 3.5. And then Prime has wow, it doesn't have any reviews. Prime doesn't have any reviews. So
We gotta start leaving reviews.
yeah. Well, we need to see. I know Prime. I want to say Prime is Prime. Well, I think Nico's and Old Steakhouse are owned by the same people.
Okay, and then I know
Maybe that Prime too. I'm pretty curious.
Saltgrass is a chain.
Chain, yeah. And then we should go to the Astor restaurant. That's like an old school restaurant.
Have you been before?
Yeah, like the beloved. Uh, well, it's a beloved fixture since 1957. So that's pretty interesting. We'll see what's up with that. I don't know. Maybe it's kind of overrated already.
Mm-hmm.
But let's go at what else you have.
The the vehicle hacking.
Vehicle hacking.
Yeah, so like taking control of the vehicle, kinda.
Mhm.
But it's only some of the features. So this happened. This kind of came out about a year ago.
Okay.
It was saying that Kias, when they're bought from the dealership, they send a link
Mhm.
to the owner. It's kind of like an online like app
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
like
Okay.
control
Yeah.
your
Kia. Okay.
like start it, do certain
Mhm.
features. So they're the hackers hacked into that system, sent themselves the link, and then all it took was like a license plate and like the VIN number,
Yeah.
and then they're able to like start and turn off the car, turn on the horn, like beep
Yeah.
the horn.
What the heck?
So it was just kind of like they realized how weak that
The system
was,
was,
so
yeah.
they had to like go and fix it real quick.
So I wonder if were they stealing the cars or they just hacked it?
So that one was just hacking,
Yeah.
but I don't know if you saw how easy it used to be from I think 2021,
Mhm.
but it was kind of like I think it was 2014 to that current year model.
Yeah.
They were stealing the Hyundais and the Kias real easily
Really?
because the back glass when it broke there was no alarm.
What do you mean the back the quarter glass or what?
Like the back windows, just like anything behind
Oh. Oh.
the
Okay.
drivers.
Oh. So
So they would go up to the back door, break the glass,
yeah.
and there's no alarm going off.
Oh. Okay. I wonder. Wow. I seen videos where they break the. What they'll do is they'll break the quarter glass
Hmm.
and then they put the seat down. Right.
Yeah,
Do they open the trunk from there? There might be a
I seen
trunk.
the ones where they break the core glass just to look inside,
Yeah. Maybe I don't know. So anyway.
and then
Um.
once they got it off, like once they got inside the vehicle,
Yeah.
all it took was like a little like screwdriver,
Yeah. Just.
pop off the cover, and then they put like a USB drive, like USB
Yeah.
charger,
And it's
or pliers just to turn it,
the
and
heck?
it would start.
Wow. So the keys are push start then,
Yes,
and then they have the cap.
the cap.
Oh,
They would
okay.
pop the cap off.
Wow.
Forcive pliers are like the USB charger
Yeah.
was like the perfect size for them to do that too, and they would
Oh
just
yeah.
turn
It's
it like
like
a key.
wow. I wonder. You know what? That I wonder. So yeah. You know what? It doesn't even like. It doesn't even. It's not even a key because it's like a little. It's not a key. It's like a little black little nipple thing, right?
Yeah,
Wow. I wonder.
and then their engines didn't have immobilizers
Oh
until
yeah. They can't like turn them off when they're.
until after that started,
Yeah.
they started installing them in the vehicles.
Damn it. Okay. Well, let's get into some of the Texas top.
Scams.
These are the scams in Texas for individuals and businesses across the state.
So this is
Okay.
the top ways to make easy money.
So there's one. It's gonna be the toll, the unpaid toll, and that's delivered by text. And so scammers send fraudulent texts claiming unpaid tolls or pending deliveries,
You had
urging
one of these, right?
yeah
So did I. I had a couple.
yeah urging recipients to click on the link. The link leads to a website designed to steal personal and financial information. The FBI has reported a significant increase in such schemes, particularly in cities like Dallas and Houston. Oh, because they have tolls in Dallas and Houston,
Yeah.
so people kind of
They
uh,
might think,
yeah,
oh,
yeah, yeah. And then we have the infinite. This is infamous. Would that be the right word?
yeah,
Like infamous, not infinite. Say it.
infamous.
Infamous. Violin scam. Right. Individuals pretend to play the violin in public spaces using pre-recorded music to solicit donations. So this is pretty interesting. So this is the scam has been documented across various states, including Texas. So I haven't seen anybody do that here, but that's kind of funny, dude. That's kind of funny. But I wonder, because it's always the kid, and then
The parents
the
like in the
parent puts him
background.
up to that, right? So uh, that's pretty interesting. The moving scam. Some moving companies provide a low estimate to secure business, and then demand significant large amounts upon delivery, uh, effectively holding belongings hostage until the inflated fees are paid. So I guess we talked about this the other day. This is, I guess, if you're gonna, like, let's say you're gonna move to a different state, right? And you need like a moving company,
Hmm.
and hey, you're like, hey, I'm moving from Houston to Dallas, or Houston to California to Texas. I wonder how much that costs. Probably a couple grand,
Yeah,
right? Damn, just imagine that, dude. Like, dude, that's fucking sucks. How do you even prevent that, dude?
like what?
Okay, so let's say you're gonna move from California to Texas, right?
Hmm.
And you have all your shit, and this company comes, they're like, hey, yeah, we'll move all your stuff for 3 grand. You're like, man, that's good. This other company was gonna cost me six, right? So you give them 1,000, right? You fly over here with your family. You're here, right? Mover doesn't show up. You're like, dude, what's up? Hey, man, we ran into some problems. The fuel. It's gonna be a little bit more than what we estimated. How much more? Man, it's gonna be like 7,500, like total, right? So that's a so like, what do you do?
I feel like I don't know if there's any legal things that will protect you from that.
Like, what? Yeah,
Yeah.
like, I mean, no, you could say, but think about, like, if it's a scam,
Uh huh.
like, it's not a real business.
Yeah.
They're not using real names. Like, it's not like you can. So, and if you were to file, like, hey, well, I'm gonna take you to court. Go ahead. Like,
Like
imagine how long that's gonna take. So you're gonna have to go to Nevada or California.
you still don't have all your
You
stuff.
don't even know what the company is.
Hmm.
You don't even know where they're from, dude. Like, you're just like, so you call the lawyer, and the lawyer's like, hey, well, you're better off just paying it, dude.
Yeah.
Like, think about it. Like, your stuff, dude. That sucks, man. I think it would be pretty cool. So if you're gonna move from anywhere long distance, this is what I would do. I would put some air, what are
Air
they,
tags.
air tags in there, or like a GPS tracker, so you know where your shit's at,
Hmm.
or follow the truck. Like, fuck it, like, say, hey, you know what, like, load all my shit. We're gonna follow y'all.
Hmm.
In fact, one of my guys is gonna ride with y'all, right? But I mean, dude, like, you got to man, dude, that's a big deal.
Hmm.
Like, I mean, imagine how you put people in a bind for that, dude. I wonder if that's any. I want to hear if that's happening to anybody. Okay. Overpayment scams. Scammers overpay with a fraudulent check and request a victim to refund the excess amount. Once a victim receives the refund, they discover the original check was a fake, uh, resulting in financial loss. So I wonder how they do that. So
So they like say they're paying you for something.
yeah,
They'll give you like a check for 7K, even though you only needed 5.
yeah,
And like, oh, can you just like write me that 2,000?
yeah, yeah,
But that check was never going to get
yeah.
like cashed
Good.
anyways. It was always going to bounce.
But what do they use? I wonder what they use that for. Though, uh what type of transaction?
I don't know.
Let me see.
Like I heard about it happening with just like random like checks in the mail,
Yeah,
but like you wouldn't just like get a random check in the mail and cash it.
let me see. I guess it says they use it like for it says or import fees or shipping fees.
Kind of weird.
Yeah. Okay. So that one's pretty interesting. Then they have advanced fee scams. Victims are promised a large sum of money or services in exchange for a upfront fee. After paying, they receive nothing in return. So this is like another scam.
What? So you like
So
pay like $10 and you expect to get like a
yeah,
hundred back?
victims are promised a large sum of money or service in exchange for upfront fees. After paying, they receive nothing in return. So it says common variations include employment scams and online sales scam. So, and then we have the solar panel installation scams. With the
Mm-hmm.
rise of solar adoption, some companies engage in predatory practices such as unfinished or fraudulent installation or misleading sales tactics. Texas has seen over Texas has seen over 1,000 companies complaints related to such issues. Um, yeah, this is pretty bad, dude. Like the whole solar thing. Like uh, a lot of older people are getting scammed on this,
Yeah.
and and I guess if I can suggest, I would. So a while back, we had a property that had solar on it, right? And I was like, dude, what is the? He's like, you'll need a lot of solar panels
Mm-hmm.
to kind of, I guess, what's the word, like to
Produce enough
produce
energy.
enough power to kind of, you know break to
Break
not pay
even.
anything, right?
Yeah.
And so a lot of people are getting these solar panels, and they're not even like they're not doing it, what they're not even doing that much,
Yeah.
but they're stuck with this big crazy bill. So and some of these solar guys, like, dude, you see it all the time, like the sales tactics that they use for the cars,
Mm-hmm.
like with the Grant Cardone and like Andy and Elliott, like all those sales tactics, they're using them for solar now. You know what I'm saying? Like they're just using, and I think what sucks about it is like a lot of these solar companies are making more money because they're going after older, like, victims, right?
Yeah.
Like the older people that don't really know, and you're like, I know for one example, like when Elaine was doing taxes, a lot of the older people were like, "Hey, I'm gonna get a tax benefit, or I'm gonna get some kind of credit because of my solar panel." And they're like, "No, like it isn't. It's not enough."
Yeah.
So a lot of the solar guys are like saying, "Hey, yeah, you get tax advantages, you get all this stuff." and they're not even tax advisors. They're just trying to sell the thing. But once you sign that contract, you're signing a binding contract,
Mm-hmm.
and the contract is basically saying like you're gonna pay 30,000, 40,000, and we're putting that's gonna go on your property. That's a lien on your property. Like so, it's attached to that property. So I mean that shit sucks.
Mm-hmm.
So if you so for imagine, let's say your house is worth 250, right? 250,000, right? And you only owe 200,000, but the solar panel costs you 60,000. Now to sell your house, you have to sell it for 260 or
Yeah.
270,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not even worth that. So now you can't even sell your house. So like you're in a bad and they charge interest on that stuff, dude. So uh and I'm curious to know like if anybody's ever like if anybody knows someone that fell for those solar scams like
I want to know somebody that benefited from getting solar panels
yeah.
because I always hear like bad stories.
Yeah, it's true. I wonder if anybody's actually benefited from solar panel.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what that's a good point. Okay, so the next one is so this is really big too. This is a really big one here. It's rental scams. So a lot of people what they're doing is they're putting properties on Zillow or they're putting them on Craigslist or Marketplace, and they're offering like these very low rents. And what they're doing is saying, "Hey, cash at me the deposit, cash at me the first month." And what happened is they're losing out on that money. So this is very big deal. Let me see. Yeah, it says see fraudulent advice advertise non-exist rental properties uh at like really cheap rates, right? And collecting deposits and rent payments from victims before disappearing, right? Um, this happens a lot, dude. I mean, let me see. They may also pose as renters, sending fake checks for the amount higher than agreed upon and asking for.
Oh,
Oh,
so it goes back to the.
yeah. So some of these people are also like claiming they're gonna rent the property and then making a check out for more. So this is not happening just for like landlords. It's also happening for both. I mean, well,
Not just the tenants can't like.
yeah, the tenants and the landlord. So the tenant is getting screwed because they find a property on marketplace and they're like, oh, this 3 bedroom, 2 bath house is only $1,000 a month. Let me call, and the guy's like, yeah, it's available. Cash at me 500. I'll hold it for you,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so they cash out them the 500, and then they ghost them,
Yeah.
right? And dude, imagine how many times they do this as people, like, dude. And then back what you're saying, like the renter will pay. The renter will pay make a fake check for a larger amount, give it to the landlord and says, "Hey, can you just give me that balance back?"
Yeah.
Dude, that's crazy. So anyway, that's gonna wrap it up for today. We had some pretty interesting stuff that we covered. Is there anything else you want to add?
No, just on the scams. Have you heard of the white van scam?
No, what's that?
That's kind of like back in the day. I don't think it's as popular any. That you don't really hear about it.
Mm,
So you'd be like in the parking lot or something, and like a white van will come up
yeah,
and be like, "Hey, you want to buy some speakers? Like, I accidentally bought like three. I'm just trying to sell a couple."
yeah.
And they like try they like ups like they're like, "Oh, it's the best speaker," and it's just like a real like trash like cheap
Is this
speaker,
yeah?
and it's like
Oh, then you come back. You're like, hey, dude, I bought these speakers from these dudes. Like,
it's like
yeah,
you can't even hear
they're
anything
like,
out of
dude,
it.
those are like cheap. Like, yeah.
So that was like real big back in the day.
Uh,
And then I saw it happen. Someone tried selling me on speakers like
I wonder what's the deal with
2
those
years
people
ago.
that sell the steak, like the
Oh,
60-piece steak for.
I heard that's also a scam.
Is it?
That they come out and they're like,
Yeah, I wonder.
like
So
tiny.
what's the deal with that? I wonder. The box of steak.
Yeah, they go to mainly Tractor Supplies,
Wow.
and they'll be outside in like
Yeah.
the
So
the semi
yeah,
truck.
let us know if you bought the box of steak, if that worked out for you. Curious.
I
And
heard of people buying the box of steak for that 60,
uh,
and then while they're there, they upsell them on other stuff,
okay.
and then the other stuff's like normal size steaks and whatnot. Like,
Oh, I see what you're saying. So they get them in with that, and then they're like, "Hey,
here's this family pack for 4. It'll feed you for a year.
yeah, what is that called?
Um,
What is that? The box of steak company. What is that?
I don't know.
Look it up. See what we have a couple like 5 minutes left. Also, let us know. Let us know what you think is the best steak place here in Corpus, and we'll kind of maybe check it out.
And maybe what's like kind of special about that place?
Yeah, yeah. What's and let us know what you get. Let us know what steak you get. Do you get the ribeye or do you get the Texas strip, or do you get the tomahawk?
I think it's called Prime House Direct.
Okay.
Cause yeah, it is. And I looked on their website.
Mm.
First thing at the top, free freezer available, BOGO deals, manager specials, 20 ribeyes for $40.
So where are they gonna be at next? Is this sort of like a
Mm. Oh, there's locations near me. Let's see if any are in Texas. No, they're not in Texas right now.
hmm. Anyway? Let us know if you got the box of steaks. Let me know if that worked out for you.
Or the free freezer that they're giving out apparently.
They're giving a free freezer.
It seems like it.
Oh, probably
Buy one of those big packs.
if you buy like $1,000 worth of steak, you get a Harbor Freight freezer,
Yeah.
something crazy like that. Okay. All right, guys. Hey, we'll see y'all next week. Big shout out to our sponsors. Who's our sponsors?
Certified Collision Works and cashpropertybuy.com,
Can you put their
their website.
yeah.
All right. We make selling your house a breeze. Their phone number is 361-549-3863. And you want to tell them what they're about?
Buy properties as is. Um, no questions asked. Give
So
them a call. You
so
put the
just hit them
website?
up. Yeah, it's up.
Put this music up. Huh?
It's up the website.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, give us you put it. Oh, I can't see it. Cashpropertybuy.com. And then also give us a shout out at Certified Collision Works if we can help with any of your auto collision needs.
Maybe some questions.
Questions, yeah, questions. Anything that we can help out with. You know, a customer brought her vehicle in. She had just got her vehicle. She got in an accident. We found out it had a pretty bad oil leak, right? She thought it was part of the accident. She didn't know what it was. It was a brand new vehicle. She was like, you know, she was upset because someone hit her, right?
Yeah.
Then the oil leak. She didn't have the car for like less than a month, right? And she was like, "Man, what if the motor's bad? What if the crap? Like, worst case, right? You're thinking worst
Mhm.
case. Turned out what it turned out to be?
It's a loose drain plug.
Loose drain plug. Fixed it up for her. So she was very happy. I think she was really worried about that because it was a newer vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm glad that worked out. So if we can help out with anything auto claim related, please let us know. And we appreciate all the referrals that we get off of Facebook. People will tag us on stuff. People will send us messages. Hey, my friend got in an accident. Please continue doing that. We really do appreciate that. We're looking to have something in the future. I haven't told you about this, but I want to have a monthly kind of customer appreciation
Mm-hmm.
somewhere. So we could probably set that up
Yeah.
and get something like that going and invite some of these people out. We do have a Facebook page. Let me see.
Certified Collision Works.
Yeah, so it's gonna be if you type in Certified Collision Works LLC loyalty clients, uh, you can add yourself to that page, and we kind of put some free stuff in there sometimes. You know what I mean? Gift cards and stuff
Mm-hmm.
like that. But we will post some of that event stuff in there. That way, those customers can come. Not even just past clients, even people that send us referrals. Like get into the group, and you can be invited to one of our next events that we have coming up. So I think that's it, brother.
All right.